morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning to everybody today. Happy Tuesday to you. It's been a whirlwind. I was doing this prayer call, and then my phone and my Bluetooth got all messed up, and then I was trying to get on Zoom. It was just a little bit of a challenge, but we're making it through it. We're making it through it. So good morning, everybody. Good morning to you in the Zoom world. Good morning to you, Chris. I got double Chris's today. A lot of Chris is here. Regis Star. I always like saying his name like really long. Colin from Seattle is here. Sandy. Always love to see Sandy here. She looks like she's just counting her money over there. Look at her just count the money over there, the deals. It's just amazing. When I grow up, I want to be just like her. Am I on Facebook? Because I always like to say hi to everybody on Facebook. Get a couple technology. I got a good one for you today, guys. There's going to be a good one. For those that are on here today, I think you're going to be excited about today's. So, Jay, if you can make sure that I'm on Facebook, I greatly appreciate it. I don't know if it's working, but we will get into it. So how's everybody doing today? Good morning, Mike. Good morning, everybody on here. Now we're on Facebook. Now I feel complete. Now that I'm on Facebook. So good morning, everybody. My name is Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate agent, and a dad. Buenos dias. And no dad stories today. I didn't have the children. So nothing too crazy on that front, just a lot of moving parts in the business world, but just very blessed and fortunate to be here today. I did some CE yesterday with my buddy Bill Gallagher, and Chris actually used to coach alongside Bill Gallagher. Bill Gallagher here in the Charlotte area is a well-known educator. And so yesterday was pretty entertaining. Bill and I have built a very funny, unique relationship. And so he called me on the spot many times yesterday. It was pretty entertaining with going through it. I had people come up to me. They're like, Bill must really like you because for him to, we were talking about my divorce. We were talking about my real estate problems. It was pretty entertaining, but it ended up helping many people yesterday. And this is what this is all about. And so when I was studying today and looking through, I'm like, we always do mornings with Maxwell on Mondays, but I found something with John Maxwell in what successful and influential people do with their DNA culture. And I was like, you know what? This is something really good that we could use. And I'm going to be sharing with you about 7 to 9 points. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but actually 11 points. But here's the thing. I'm like, my brain thinks pretty crazy when I dive into this stuff. And I want you guys to write this down. Did you know that there's 70% of people who wake up every day and say they wish they were entrepreneurs? 70% of people, based off of Forbes.com, said that 70% of people wish that they were an entrepreneur. And did you know, based off of that statistic, that only 6% are actually successful entrepreneurs? So for those that are on this call today, understand, as we are on the prayer call today, people were asking for the, prayer for their business and everything else. I basically was sharing them that we are statistically in one of the hardest industries of an entrepreneur. Because if an entrepreneur was easy, not a problem at all, right? Everybody would be successful, but it doesn't work that way. And so then I started studying a little bit more of like, what is the percentage of people who work on their personal growth? Did you know that what the average, like millennials actually lead it right now? They were saying on the age bracket that millennials right now are spending the most money. Can you believe this? The millennials are spending the most money on themselves for professional growth. Okay. They spend $300 a month and they lead the industry. They lead the age bracket of people spending money on themselves. Now, make a note that when I speak about this culture and the reason why I'm sharing this, speaking on them or working on themselves is different than going to a restaurant and going to dinner for yourself. It is different than going to the store and buying something for yourself, because we have no problem buying things for us, but not in us. And so when I share this, I want people to understand like what you're doing today, and people who absorb this, we make up a small percentage of people. So walk around with confidence, walk around that you are doing something that many people wish that you do, that you're like, man, how does that person do it? They want to do it, but it's hard, right? And this market is very challenging right now. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that the DNA culture exists that John Maxwell taught us, that what makes successful, influential people. The first one is model consistency. Every morning at 8:15 Eastern time, we are on here. every single morning. One of the biggest things that I've learned is discipline and consistency. Remain constant in character, remain constant in value, remain constant in attitude, and the most important is action to be an example for others. See, many times we can talk a big game. We could talk it, 10. If I say that we do a morning show, but I don't have a lot of people, or I don't show up, do I really have a morning show? Like, does it really happen? No. So I have to show up every single morning, just like it is for our kids. Like when my kids wake up in the morning, like I have to present, like I have to be at home. Like I have to be a present father. And so model consistency to me is such an important ingredient because it is so hard to be consistent doing things. People last, doing their workout. I think Les Brown talks about like we work out for like 6 weeks, we get to the weight, and then what happens? Oh, we're back to being our old way again because that behavior really didn't become a consistent habit. Number 2, add value and value people. Add value and value people. Show forth importance, worth, and high regard for each person you meet daily. Now, one of the things I get challenged with this on is the people I don't want to meet, like the people that really irk me, the people that really I'm going to go this direction because I really don't feel like dealing with that. Now, some of you don't have to raise your hand, but I know I'm speaking to some of you. It's just like, I really don't want to have this conversation. I really don't want to engage with this person. This person is negative, this person. And I get it. I have family challenges right now and we don't align, but I still have to, it becomes a bigger thing because it's my mom now. And I have to value my mother. I have to do things that I don't want to do, but I have to be able to do it daily. Once again, it goes to the consistency part, but I got to add value. Don't do it every once in a while. How am I adding value each and every day? Number 3, okay, exceed expectations. I wrote next to exceed expectations in my notes here. I wrote under promise, over deliver. Many people do the opposite. And right now in the real estate world, okay, even in the lending world, mortgage people, insurance people, please don't be telling people we're going to sell your house within a day. We're going to have multiple offers. It's going to be over asking price. Like, don't be saying that. That's over promising. And within the first day, you don't sell their house with multiple offers. You already under delivered. Don't tell people they can get these low interest rates to try to win a deal. And guess what? You're like, well, I'm sorry about that. I actually can't get you that rate. I didn't realize a couple things. Like, no, I always tell people I'm going to sell your house in about 45 days. What? 45 days? And then if I sell it in 7 days, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, right? You want to over deliver. You want to exceed expectations. He wrote in here, always go the extra mile in your presentations, interactions, and delivery. I really like this next line. Living and leading with an assurance of success. Many of us go through our day not feeling confident. Some of you on this call, well, I'm not too sure. Yeah, you're right. I probably should do that more. You know what? Maybe if I did it this way, like we tell people, right, Scott, we tell people all the time what to do, especially in a coaching platform, yet I'm not taking the action steps. Yet I'm not doing the expectations. Yet I'm not doing what I tell everybody else to do. I'm not going the extra mile. Today, I did not want to go for a run this morning. It was all I can do. And literally it was this call. I'm like, oh my Lord, if I tell people that I go and I work out in the morning and I don't work out in the morning, like what type of person am I? And it eats at me. And so I have expectations of myself. So I want you to write down, what expectations do I have of myself? What expectations do I have of myself? We bitch, whine, and complain. We remember those shows and we got a 30-day guarantee here. Got a guarantee on this. If you don't get it, we'll give you your money back. And if it's like we almost hope it doesn't get back just to see if they're really going to give our money back. Like, I wonder if they really are. And we get to that. Oh, they didn't do it. They did not do it. I want my mom. And we get into it. Yet we don't do the same thing to ourselves. Yet we don't hold our guarantee to ourselves that this is what we're going to do. We don't hold our expectations of ourselves and we let ourselves slide. Number 4, willfully grow. Willfully grow. Value yourself, your gifts, your opportunities by regular, ongoing, and purposeful personal development. See, Pat, what happens is, and this is where it came into this is the line I said, I wonder actually how many people statistically, work on themselves. Like how many? Because most people work harder on their job than on themselves. Most people like bust their tail. "Oh, I'm working really hard. I'm doing this, but they don't take care of themselves. And that's where I started to figure out. I'm like, that's where I went down the little bunny trail. Like, I wonder how many people actually professional growth, personal development. What are the statistics? And that's when I found out what millennials do compared to you. The older you get, you're busy. 30 to 4-year-olds, because you have family. We have so many excuses. Okay. Number 5, equip others, serve, prepare, supply, and ready others with the tools and training needed to be successful yet meaningful. See, many times you hear people say, I mean, how many of you have been like, damn, that was good. Say that again. Say that one more time. That was really good, right? That became meaningful. What I learned that if I keep saying no to Bryce every single time, it just becomes a broken record. And I'm just repeating a behavior that he's already proven to me he doesn't want to listen to. And for whatever reason, I think that the more times I say no, he's gonna magically change, and he's not. So then I started to think, like, how can I become more meaningful on saying no? Like, what can I do differently? Because it's very, very challenging in my brain. Like, how are you not listening? Like, why are you running around this restaurant right now with your head cut off? I've asked you like 6 times. And what it is sometimes I feel that when we are just not meaningful, we're going through the motions throughout the day. Chad says it all the time, we're not purposeful. I mean, how many of us on here had said at one point, Karen, man, what happened to the day? Like, man, I can't believe it's already 5. That's why my alarm goes off every hour. So that way I can keep track of my day. Like if I get off the tracks, I can be like, okay, I can get myself back in. Can I become meaningful? How can I become valuable to other people? Now, this next one, number 6 here, live intentionally. So you got meaningful before, equipped others, being meaningful, supply them, but then live intentionally. Set a daily course of action that is consistent with your beliefs, values, gifts, and purpose in life. So I'm going to ask you, once you write this down, what is your gift? What is your gift? What did God bless you with? What is that gift that you possibly are wasting? Many times, Les Brown says the richest place in the world is the graveyard. Many people never use the gift that God gave them, never use the talents, because we get in this world of just like mundane, and we just go through it over and over again. And then sometimes it's too late. And so living intentionally of your beliefs and their values of what you bring to the table each and every day in your life, and be purposeful about it. Be intentional with it. Number 7, lead and lift others. Lead and lift others. And see, every morning or every day, people are doing this. And it goes like, how do people get influential people? Like, how are people following you, Brock? How do you have this many people? Because you got to be able to lead and lift others. You got to be able to help people out. I don't put people down. I'm not saying you're a moron on here. Like, idiot. What do you mean you slept in? I mean, if I said that every morning, be like, seriously, like I've been up already for 2 hours. Like you can't even come on now. No, you got to lift other people. You got to grab them and you got to put them out. Like Bryce says, Daddy, could you do sack of potatoes? Yes, I would do sack of potatoes, even though I don't want to. And then Brielle will be like, Daddy, can I do sack of potatoes too? And I'm like, oh boy, this one's going to be, and then they go up the stairs. I'm like, what is this? Like a challenge to me? And of course I'm like, all right, kids. So I'm doing sack of potatoes because that to me, like I use that as my physical, like lifting others. But what I have here in my notes is consistently and intentionally be active, engaged. See, I can't be engaged if I was like this to you guys. All right, guys. So now what I got going on? How many people drives me insane? Like you're having a conversation with somebody and then all of a sudden, no, I really think that's going to be really good. I think if we just get that 1 million, right? And then I'm like, hello, drives me crazy. I don't even put my phone, like when I'm at the cash register and I'm engaging with somebody, I'm going to have to call you back or I'm going to put you on mute and I'll be like, I'm engaging with the cashier. If I don't want to go, if I need to finish the phone call, I will wait in the aisle and then I'm like, all right, I got to go and I will check out. But I'm very purposeful of being engaging, motivating, inspiring, and ongoing influence. And the most important thing is being encouragement. I think one of the best cards I ever see in CVS or Walgreens or Hallmark is I love going to the encouragement cards. I just challenge you. Go there one time and just read them. I go down that aisle, and sometimes I just find I'm at Target specifically, and I can only read because normally I don't go to Target by myself with the kids, but I always go down the encouragement aisle, and I'm just like, let me at least read one of these cards. Because who's to say I don't need encouragement? I need encouragement. Just I was like, I'm gonna give this card to myself. Let me read it. Actually saves me money because then I put it back. But I got my card, right? Not one single person has arrested me for reading a card. Okay. Try it sometime. People go to movies by themselves. Why can't you read a card by yourself? I've never been to a movie by myself either, just to let anybody, in case anybody thinks that's crazy. I've never been to a movie by myself. Next one, demonstrate a positive attitude. Make cheerful, optimistic, generous, constructive mindset and daily thoughts and talks. Daily thoughts and talks. I love listening to Cullen's. I read Cullen's thing in the morning because it always pops up. It's my first news feed I get to read of what he's got going on, what he's cooking in the kitchen, what sports he's watching. And I see what he posts on there. And I'm not a big reader, okay? Like I read my 10 pages, but I typically I'm more of a picture type of guy. But I read your stuff, Cullen, and I enjoy it. There's value into it. But he does it every single day. There's a positive attitude that comes into it. So what are you putting out there that's positive consistently? Some of you have a gift. Chris has a gift in helping other people, not only in the financial world of what he works with, but he also works, he's a bishop. He works in the church. He has a gift. So he's doing 2 jobs, being able to pour into people. I don't even know what we're on. We'll just call it number 9. Nurture transformation. Nurture transformation. Come alongside others to identify, envision, inspire. The next line I'm going to give you is going to be a little bit heavy, so bear with me on this. Because to me, it's the word is guide. Okay, guide to me doesn't mean I like pick up Bryce and I create a sack of potatoes to him and I pick you up and I bring you along. Guide means, Bryce, let me just take you over here. Let me guide you over to here. You need to feel this, okay? You need to feel a little bit. Wendy's looking to go into a small business. And she says, well, and this time around, this is our second go around. She goes, well, you haven't been as active on this one. I said, you know what I learned? And I use this word now because we just talked about it. The first time we did it, I treated you like a sack of potatoes. I put you on my back and I did it Brock's way. And it didn't work very well. This time I'm going to guide you. You need to feel the pain to understand what it takes because you will appreciate the success. Pain is needed to appreciate success. And so when this transformation comes into play, and guide needed change that creates and nourishes lasting difference. See, pain, you will remember. If I said to you guys, give me some pain points in your life, you boom, 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 boom. If I said to you, give me some really the most happiest points in your life, you might be like, boom, boom. All right, when was my next? All right. That, well, I mean, married, my kids, obviously, but pain, we know just like this. And so that pain is their guided path that God takes us on to be like, you have to go through this process. And I've now accepted it. Before I was a victim, James Sharp was the one that shared the victim versus victor. And I was like, you know what? I need this transformation. And then the one of my favorite poems is called Footprints in the Sand, when many times where there's 2 footprints in the sand and then we get all bent out of shape. And we're like, God, how come there's only one? And he says, that's when I'm carrying you. That's when the sack of potatoes comes into play. But then he puts you back down again because he wants to guide you. He protects us. He guides us. That's called nurture transformation. The last one is one of my favorites that I just picked up about 2 years ago. It's called allow room for faith. Allow room for faith. See, many times we fill up our closets, we fill up everything, and like we spring cleaning, and it's just like, I got to get out some of these winter clothes. I don't need some of this stuff. Like, I don't even know why I have 27 jackets. This was after I went to, I don't know, I gave some coats for charity. I'm like, I'm going to have to do that again. I don't need all these coats. But my closet is full. And I use these cues in my life of like, where else am I full that I need to clean out? And faith was one of them. But here's the thing. In the notes there, I have give time, space, and opportunity for divine influence and action in you and through you. I didn't say our affirmation today. So this is the affirmation ending on the action in you and through you. See, if you have no space, how can God work? Many times my mom, with my brother has been battling this addiction problem pretty heavily now for almost 7 years, 8 years. And it's been very, very challenging. And really, my mom is the only person that still enables him. And I remember having a conversation with her about a year ago. And because he like relapsed for, I don't even know, the 20th time. I say that in a nice way, but like, you just never know what phone call I might get from my mom. And I said to my mom at one point, she's like, I don't know what else to do, Brock. I said, I do. Of course, I got the answer. I'm not short on sharing that. And she goes, what? I said, I read someplace that many times God can't work because we're taking up the space. And mom, you need to remove yourself so God can go to work. You've tried everything you can. It's God's turn now. All you can do is pray for Brent. All you can do is pray into that capacity, but you got to remove yourself to give God let him roll up his sleeve. All right, let me get to work, because God makes the impossible possible. And I'm a firm believer of that because I'm a life believer of what took place in my life. I knew he wasn't done with me. At least now I do. But before I had no clue. But once I allowed room, I created space in my life, in my environment, to be able to do it daily. My life started to change. So, in conclusion, today, the ingredients of model consistency: add value and value people, exceed expectations, under promise, over deliver in everything you do. I'm telling you, because it becomes a habit. Everything that people think like I mow my lawn, like everything I do, like the silliest little things, is because I'm creating a behavior. Willfully grow. I want to grow. I want to grow with all of you. I want to grow myself. The law of the lid, that if I don't grow, then my environment doesn't grow. I want to equip others. I want to equip others with whatever skill set they need, whatever tools they need, opportunities. Go Google this, look this up, do this. YouTube is like the second leading Google search. Watch videos, live intentionally. Live intentionally. What type of living are you doing? Lead and lift others. There's going to be somebody today that you're going to need to lift up. I promise you. Every day there's somebody that needs to be lifted. Are you going to be distracted, or are you going to help them? Are you going to lift them? Demonstrate a positive attitude. Be positive. Nurture transformation, inspire and guide, and allow room for faith. This is literally what John Maxwell has been doing for many, many years. And when I started studying more about him, I was just like, man, that's really good. How many of you agree that that's pretty good stuff right there? How many would say that that's impactful stuff that could change your life? That's impactful stuff. Now imagine if you practice it daily. It goes back to the consistency. Now don't look at this and be like, oh my gosh, Brock, I can't do all of it. And in conclusion, I will say this: take one of those things today. I'm going to add value into somebody today. Make a phone call, checking in. How you doing? Pick one, do one a week. There's no police saying you have to do all of them. Maybe level them of importance. Which one's the most important to you? I don't know, but work on it. Allow room into your schedule to work on this DNA culture. It is only going to help you become a better person and attract people around you and raise the level of yourself. So guys, that is what I got today. I hope you were able to pull out some information on here, pull something, take some good notes. It will be recorded. All our morning shows now are recorded, and we put them on our podcast. Also, my YouTube channel, you can take a look at that online. I'm speaking. If you are interested in speaking, I'm speaking Monday. I know Chris is coming, Sandy's coming, Cullen. I would love for you to come, but the trip might be a little far for you here in Charlotte. I know Christian's coming. So for those that want to come, May 15th, I'm speaking. You will hear my story. I got a couple of things. I was hide a couple of my fun stuff, but I'll be sharing a little bit more about my story. My book that I'm finishing up, My Mess to Success. I'm blessed and fortunate. That's the name of the event, My Mess to Success. And so you're going to hear other speakers. I'm also meeting the CEO of Real will be there as well. So if you are interested in it, May 15th from 1 to 5, and then there's happy hour after. Just send me a text. Let me know. Love to have you. And if anybody's in Nashville this Thursday, I'm speaking in Nashville on Thursday on the DISC and the Black Belt of Personalities. So that's all I have, guys. It is 8:46. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Something good is going to happen to me. Something good is going to happen through me. I had to make sure I got it in. Love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:15. Mary will be with us. Guys, thank you so much. Have a phenomenal day. See you.